welcome back to my channel, Simply Kee Samone. If you are new here, I want to say welcome, and if you're returning, I want to say welcome back. In today's video, I am doing a Q&A. I think I've only done a Q&A once on my channel, and I think it was just purely about my locks. But I posted on my Instagram and I posted on my community feed to ask me some questions, and you guys did. So we are just gonna go ahead and answer those questions so you can get to know me a little bit better. Before we get started, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be updated every time I post a new video, and follow me on Instagram at _Kee Samone. If I post any other questions or topics or anything like that, then you'll be able to get to participate, and you'll also be able to see all the things that I don't post on. First and foremost, I just want to start with like a baseline. My channel name is Simply Kee Samone, but my name is Kiana. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm 28 years old. I'll be 29 this October. I'm a Scorpio. I'm married, happily married of 3 years to my beautiful wife Naima. And what other basic info? Oh, I'm a veteran. I was in the military for a little over 8 years. I currently live in Texas, and I think that's really much about it. I have 2 dogs. If you watch any of my vlogs, you've seen them, Apollo and Adira. I don't have any kids. These are my kids. My dogs are my kids. What else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much all for basic information. So let's just go ahead and hop right into the questions. I know y'all see this glass. This is not juice and this is not wine. This is kombucha, okay? I'm not cutting out drinking completely, but I am cutting back because I'm, on this fitness journey. I've just recently started a fitness journey, so yeah. Let's just go ahead and dive right into these questions. Can I eat it from the bike? No, I'm married, happily married. Just kidding, y'all. That was my wife. She responded to my Instagram story, and she is the only person that can eat it from the bike, period. Anywho. Okay, so next question. First question, we hopping right in, real juicy, real deep. This is a good question. Okay, so how do you overcome insecurities about your skin and still manage to film without feeling the need to put on makeup all of the time? I struggle with this as well. So my skin has always been like one of my biggest insecurities. Probably like, if anything, one of my biggest and only insecurities. My skin has been up and down, especially in my 20s. As a teenager, my skin really wasn't that bad, but in my 20s, like, the adult acne kicked in like no other. I just kind of had to just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was something that I really wanted to do. I really wanted to, film. I really wanted to be on camera. That's what stopped me from, filming a lot of the times, like when I was first starting and first wanting to do my channel, was because of my skin, and I would be self-conscious, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are people gonna say? But at the end of the day, it's like, there are millions of people with acne, and there's millions of people without perfect skin. I feel like social media really like brainwashes people and make them think that everyone's perfect, and nobody's perfect. Like, somebody might have glowing skin, but their feet might stink. Like, they might have halitosis. Like, they might have a big hairy mole on their back. But to be honest, I just had to do it. And the more that I did it, because I vlog, so I'm not going to have on makeup 24/7 because that's not my real life. Like, I don't wear makeup 24/7. And to be honest, I probably only wear makeup once or twice a week if I'm not really doing anything, if we're being real. But I just had to do it. And the more that I did it, I got comfortable with it. So, and I wanted to be my, most authentic self. And my skin just comes with me. So that's pretty much that on that. Next question, how did you meet your partner? So my wife, like I said in the beginning of the video, my wife and I have been married for 3 years, and we met while we were in the military. It's actually a pretty funny story how we met. I mean, not like a pretty funny story, but like, I guess us becoming friends and then dating and then getting together and then getting married. Like I feel like that's a pretty good, you know, story. So if you want a story time just specifically on that, because I don't want to put too much time into it, but we met while we were in the military. We met and we became friends, and at the time I was in a relationship, so it was purely platonic, purely friends. I actually ghosted her, not ghosted her, but like kind of curved her friendship when we first met, because I was in a relationship at the time, and I knew that I had an attraction to her, and I kind of felt weird being in a relationship and then having a friend that I was attracted to. But baby, once I was out of that relationship, she stepped out the friend zone, and the rest is history. She stepped out of the friend zone and into bae zone, so the rest is history. What styles did you do with your starter locks for work once it got frizzy? So, like I said, I was in the military for a little bit over 8 years. So when I first started my locks, of course, I was in the military. And some of the styles I did was buns. I honestly, I don't think I ever really wore my hair down to work, because I would be doing PT, you know, working out in the morning, and my hair would always be frizzy. What I would do is probably like twist a couple in the front to the back and like pin it, and then put it like a loose bun. I think that's pretty much it. I would honestly, I just always wore loose buns, because at that time in the military, you know, you couldn't really, the hair regulations was very strict. And to be honest, I either got a style done or I just wore it in a bun. I know that's pretty like lackluster, but I was still learning at the time, and I just wore it in a bun. If it was freshly retwisted, I maybe a few times have worn my hair down in uniform. But other than that, I just wore a loose bun. I'm sorry. I know that's not really what you wanted to hear probably, but what are your favorite lock products? So in all of my videos, I have my favorite lock products linked down below. And I also have a video up of my favorite lock products. So check that out. I'll leave that link below. But if I had to just say anything off the top of my head, it's definitely the Nice Valley line. I love that line. It's super natural. What can I say? I love it. It doesn't give me any buildup. It keeps my hair clean. It keeps my hair smelling nice. And then I also like the Line Locs line. Both of those lines, my go-to for sure. Love your locks. Thank you, babe. Did you have any unraveling in the starter stages? How do you combat it? I most definitely had unraveling during the starter stages. The crown of my hair was a lot looser curl texture than like the bottom and the sides, and that's probably comes from when I was always brushing my hair into a bun for work. I would just retwist those parts. I would not suggest constantly retwisting your whole head, but those parts specifically, like right in the top where it was super loose, I would just have to retwist it. I do not suggest that for around the perimeter of your hair, but that was how I did it. Yeah, so I definitely had unraveling, and I would just retwist those parts or get my hair in a style to where it would just hold it for me and I wouldn't have to worry about it. What made you want to do YouTube? So this is crazy because I have a long story with YouTube. Even though this channel started at the end of 2019, in October 2019, that is when I started this channel. So it's going on 3 years now. But I wanted to do YouTube since I was in high school. Bless you. Apollo is sitting right here. Bless you. I wanted to do YouTube since I was in high school. Like, I've been watching YouTube since I was in high school. I actually uploaded my first video on YouTube back when I was in 10th grade. I don't even remember what I was doing. I think I was doing a dance when I was in 10th grade. And when I was in 10th grade, that was, what year was that? I graduated high school in 2011. So 10th grade would have been, I think, 2008? 2007, 2008, maybe? I could be lying. Do the math, somebody do the math. I wanted to do YouTube just because I feel like I've never had like that creative outlet to be able to express myself. Like, I've done a lot of different things. Like, I've done dance in the past, I've done orchestra in the past, I've done like actual artwork in the past, and none of those things, even though I love all those things, none of those things fulfilled me like creatively. And I feel like creating YouTube videos, it gives me an outlet, you know, to be creative, and it's something that I truly enjoy. I just really love filming and editing videos, to be honest. Like, so it's a creative outlet, and then of course, you know, as everybody knows, you can get a couple coins on YouTube, so that doesn't, you know, hurt either. So yeah, it's just a creative outlet for me, and I just really enjoy watching videos and creating them. Okay, next question. Okay, old classmate, and I know who this is. He is so goofy. Okay, old classmate, fill in the blank. Quarter brick, half a brick, whole brick. A. Silly. Okay, that was a guy that I went to high school with. Next question, how are you adjusting being away from wifey? If you guys haven't noticed, well, I know y'all probably noticed, but my wife hasn't been in any of my videos, and I know some people are probably like, where your wife at? But my wife, she travels for work, so she's on a contract right now that is not located here at home. Yeah, so she's just, you know, not here right now. How am I adjusting? Of course, like anything, don't mind Apollo. So how I'm adjusting, I would say I'm adjusting okay. I feel like people, okay, so I'm a military brat. Like, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but I just want to give y'all a little backstory. I'm a military brat, right? So I'm used to being away from friends and family members for a long period of time. And then when I became an adult, I joined the military. So I again was away from friends and family, you know, quite often, to be honest. So I'm kind of used to it. I'm not used to being away from my wife per se, but I know how to cope, if that makes sense. Like, I do my own thing on, you know, a normal basis. We talk every single day. We talk maybe 2-3 times a day on the phone, and we, you know, text. So our communication is really good. So I'm doing pretty good, to be honest. I'm using this time to, you know, accomplish a couple personal goals. So I'm doing pretty good. Okay, so next question. Dream vacation. So my dream vacation, there's so many places that I want to travel to, and one of them on my bucket list, I'm actually knocking off later in the year. You guys will see that. I'm sure I will be vlogging, but it's gonna be a birthday trip, but I'm not gonna tell y'all where it is. But dream vacation, I would say Maldives. I've seen a lot of travel vlogs to Maldives, and I feel like that would be the perfect vacation. So I'm gonna say that is my dream vacation. And also Egypt, I want to throw that in there. Maldives and Egypt. If you read, what's a book you always recommend? Okay, so one of the books that I have recently recommended, well, when I say recently, I mean like within the last year. I don't read as much as I want to, but there are a couple books that I know off the top of my head that I completely love. And one that I would recommend is The Body Keeps the Score. The Body Keeps the Score is a great book for anyone who suffers from PTSD or anxiety or depression. It just kind of helps you understand that better. As a person who has dealt with anxiety and depression before, it's definitely a great book, so I would highly recommend that. So I would say that one, The Body Keeps the Score, and then I will also say The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. Those right there, those are my go-to recommendations right now. If anybody has any more book recommendations, leave that down below, because like I said, I do want to do some more reading this year, and I feel like I haven't been reading like I should, but off the top of the head, those two for sure. Next question. Okay, would you or have you ever tried protective styles over your locks? I have never tried protective styles over my locks, but yes, I most definitely would. I would say if I was going on vacation, maybe I would do like some passion twists over my locks. I could most definitely see myself doing that. Or maybe like some distressed faux locks. I could most definitely see myself doing that. Now braids, I don't know. That's a bit much. Y'all, I apologize. Something happened with my ring light, so if the lighting looks different or if anything has shifted, that's why, because I just had to fix that. But yes, I would definitely, most definitely try either the passion twist or some distress faux locks for sure. How can you be confident with your starter locks? So honestly, the confidence is going to come from within when you first start out. It is a really big change for some people. Some people don't mind, you know, it's easy for them to change hairstyles, especially because some people are starting from, you know, a big chop, and some people are starting from longer natural hair. Me, I started from longer natural hair, and it was a big change because of the shrinkage, of course. So I would say that in order for you to be confident, it's gonna have to come from within. It is a big change to your look starting out, and until you get used to it, you may not feel as pretty as you usually are. You may not feel, you know, as beautiful or as attractive. And honestly, 10 times out of 10, you are beautiful. You just don't feel that way because you don't look how you normally feel like you look, or you don't look how you normally want to look. But it's gonna have to come from within. I would say those are the times when you work on yourself on the inside. That's why I always preach to people, don't base your journey off of what somebody else looks like, because you are going to be self-conscious. If you are comparing your locks and how you're starting your starter locks to somebody who has already been locked for like 2 or 3 years, like you're gonna feel some type of way when you lock your hair, because your hair is not gonna look like that for a while. So it's gonna have to come from within. I would say just practice a lot of self-love. I would say practice a lot of grace. Give yourself grace. I would say just don't be so hard on yourself. Do whatever the little extra things are that you like to do to make yourself look nice more often. I feel like that'll help give you a boost of self-esteem. And then also just practice looking in the mirror, telling yourself that you're beautiful. To be honest, like that sounds corny, but it's true. And you know, we all go through it. Even I went through it. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and say like I was never self-conscious when I got my starter locks, because that would be a complete lie. I just got used to it over time. But for sure, practice positive affirmations, you know, look at yourself in the mirror every day, or anything that is going to make you feel prettier, whether that's, you know, putting on earrings, or, you know, styling your starter locks in a certain way, or putting on makeup, or whatever it is, you know, putting on like certain type of outfits, whatever it is that's gonna make you, you know, give you that little extra boost, like something that you would normally do. Try to do that a little bit more often, and you'll definitely start to see, you know, that you grow to feel beautiful with your starter locks. Hey girl, I would like to know how you got started with your Airbnb renting business. So the business that my wife and I have on the side, it's not necessarily Airbnb, but it's pretty much similar. We don't have our short-term rental on Airbnb because of some restrictions with the community and in our area, but we do have it on Furnish Finder. So we have a unit for travel nurses. They will basically be traveling to your city and be staying for a term of like 2 to 3 months, and you charge them rent for a fully furnished apartment. We started by, you know, just getting an LLC, like any business. I would say look up Kevin Anderson on Facebook, and literally everything that we learned about a short-term rental business, we learned from Kevin Anderson. I feel like he is very good in that space. And then also Alexia Wright, she's very good in the short-term rental space as well. So check them out on social media. We pretty much got all of our information from them, and they can explain everything way better than I can. But all I can say is it is definitely a good way to receive some passive income. And in today's day and age, you always want multiple streams of income. Me and my wife, we make it, you know, a point to always be sure that we are not only relying on 1 or 2 streams of income, because one or two is too close to zero. And in today's age, you never know what's gonna happen. So definitely a good way to bring in some passive income. So I highly recommend looking up Alexia Wright and Kevin Anderson on social media. They will be able to answer all your questions, girl. Why did I just do that accent? Anywho, okay, so this is the last question. What vlog equipment do you recommend for a newbie? I'd like to start my YouTube page again, focused on my Locs, spiritual and fitness journey. Also, learning to edit videos has been difficult. What tips do you have? Okay, so this is a loaded question, but we are just going to break it down. So first question was, what vlog equipment do you recommend for a newbie? So your phone. I'm gonna say your phone, because I started with my phone. I used my phone to record my videos for like a year and a half. So I'm gonna say that. And then also go on Amazon and find you a little phone tripod. Also, they have clickers for, you know, if you want to Bluetooth remote, like start recording your video with a Bluetooth remote so that you don't have to physically do it. They have ring lights, everything. I'll leave some equipment down below, some equipment that I have personally. But if you do want to go ahead and buy a camera for, you know, starting out, which some people want to, and that's fine. I wanted to wait and make sure that I was gonna stay consistent before I invested into an expensive camera, because these cameras are not cheap, y'all. These cameras are not cheap. Everything else is cheap, but the cameras, okay? The cameras. So I would recommend the Canon G7X, that's what I'm filming on now, or the Sony ZV-1. I do not have the Sony ZV-1, but I have watched a lot of videos of, you know, I watch a lot of YouTubers that use that camera, and I've watched a lot of reviews, and that is my next camera purchase coming up here in the very near future. What was the other question? Also, learning to edit videos has been difficult. What tips do you have? What tips I have for editing is watching YouTube. I learned everything that I didn't know via YouTube. I use iMovie right now to edit. And then I also use Canva to create like any overlays that you see. Like when you see, you know, something popping up on the screen for you to follow me on Instagram, or when you see like you know, the subscribe button popping up, you know, those are all like overlays that I have created in Canva, or something, or a green screen that I have downloaded from YouTube itself. So I would say YouTube is your best friend. Even if you Google, you know, how to edit videos, YouTube is gonna pop up and you are gonna get a ton of videos. I promise you, it is super, super easy. I would say go to YouTube, girl. YouTube is your best friend, and everything is so much more easy than you think. So don't get discouraged. Go to YouTube, YouTube University. We learn everything from YouTube, okay? Okay, so that about wraps up the questions. If you have any more questions, leave them down below. I will for sure do another Q&A in the future at some point in time. You can ask me questions about my Locs or life in general, but don't get too crazy. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your post bell notifications so that you will be updated every time I post a new video. And do not forget to follow me on Instagram at _Kee Samone. There you will see everything that I do not post on YouTube, because I do not vlog everything, but I do post on my story quite often. So if you would like to see a little bit more into my life, follow me on there. I would love to have you. And yeah, that's just gonna wrap up this video. So I will see you all in the next one.